going to try not to swear. Not going to get overly excited about anything. Not going to be a long rant. But there's something I've been thinking about. Anyone that's watched this channel for more than 15, 20 minutes, you know, hey, God bless. Nothing that I'm overly concerned about. You know, I've done over 400 videos now, and I had an opportunity the other day. I had some time, and I was like, you know what? One of the reasons that I started this channel was, A, I couldn't find the proper training exercise and training videos, strengthening and things of that nature that I really liked. I mean, there was a couple guys. Simon Marcus, who doesn't really do videos anymore. Guy Oleg out of Poland, awesome guy, kicks fucking ass. That would do training videos, and you know, Oleg, he was being conventional. Simon Marcus, he sort of mixed it up a little bit, once again conventional, but I realized that, you know, some of the conventional training methods and some of the conventional training itself, you know, required maybe a little bit more hand strength, a little bit more dexterity, grasp, and things of that nature. At the time when I started, I had none of that. You know, when I first got injured, like many others, I was Asia A, which is Captain fucking Useless. From fucking here down, we got shit. We're highly susceptible to UTIs, and you know, it's basically a fucking train wreck. Took about 6 months, upgraded to Asia B. You know, I don't remember what the story was. The arms were moving a little bit better after a couple months. And after about a year, once again, upgraded to Asia C. And it's one of the reasons that I say that, you know, level of injury gives you an idea of what appendages and what's going to be impaired and things of that nature. But ultimately, you'll notice that level is one way to look at it. It's medical jargon and surely got, you know, Asia A, B, C, D. E is fully functional and stuff like that. However, you know, if you're a quadriplegic, there is some type of impairment somewhere. So you should take a lot of this to heart. Exercise, started with exercise videos, did that for a long time. I thought that my training was a little unusual and stuff like that, so, and it seemed to be working with me, you know, but at the same time, I went from exercise videos to like training videos to research videos, once again involved over 24 different studies, trials. I don't even remember what I did anymore. It's just, you know, I'm talking to a place in Philadelphia right now. They're doing the transcutaneous stim, transcranial stim, combining with the hypercapic hypoxia, which is depriving the brain of oxygen and stuff like that. Don't really know what the story is. It's an unusual situation. We're still in negotiation to figure out what's going on. They had boasted early on that they cover the cost of transportation. I live in Jersey, would have to get to Philly, it's about a 3-hour ride, and that would be, there and back, would be about $1,300. And I'm like, fuck you all that shit. And then I would have to be there for 5 days, then I'm off for 3 weeks, there's a washout for 3 weeks, then you're back for 5 days, blah, 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 blah. The cost of room and board and things of that nature exceeded another $1,500, so it'd be like $3 grand for me to go there for one leg out of the 5 legs. $3 grand times 5, $15,000. No, it's really unusual, but you know they're looking into it, stuff like that. But neither here nor there. But I had done the training, the research. Then I realized that my capabilities seemed to need a different way to go about doing what I needed to do. So, you know, I started giving that a lot of thought. And then I realized that the more I thought about things and the more I actually followed up on my ideas, my shitty little sketches and my, you know, trying to fabricate certain things different fabrication of things for like different parts of research. Made a platform, I made a couple different arm stabilizing things, and you know, always coming up with ideas and then following up on the ideas. And after that, I just started, not that I totally got away from training videos, I'd throw one in every now and then, but you know, the whole stupid shit, been there, done that. You know, so after reviewing quite a few of the videos that I had done, I realized something, and this is something I do think that everyone will agree in this community. If you're a quadriplegic, you have to utilize the strongest muscle in your body. These things are all good, you need them. Shoulders, need them. Your ability to this, everything else, need them. Strong neck, don't forget about a strong neck. Start at the top. Yeah, you broke your neck, shouldn't do that? Yeah, yes you should. Yes you should. But I realized the strongest muscle is the brain. You have to think about what's going on. What's going on around me? How can I figure a way to alleviate that pain and suffering so that I can function? Let me figure out certain things that I have to do in order to bolster my immune system. Don't forget about the lymphatic system, very important. I did videos on breath training because early on, you know, from having the, what the fuck is this thing called again? I don't fucking remember anymore. Oh, being on a respirator and everything else, like I weakened my lungs collapsed at one point in time. So the breath training and everything else to strengthen the intercostal muscles and the diaphragm and things of that nature, you know, I thought that was a good idea. And lo and behold, it ended up a good idea. A lot of the stuff that I've done has brought me to the situation I'm in now. And that was all, there was only one thing that after watching a lot of the videos that I realized is that I've done a lot of thinking on where I am and how to go about bettering my existence, getting, you know, better improvements, you know, and applying the ideas that I've had. And I mean, one of the videos I just did, you know, I fashioned a block so I could do a transfer better. Prior to that, I came up with a strap to keep the chair from moving, so even in case the brakes give way and things of that nature, I'm good. You want to be good. You do not want to put yourself in a jeopardous situation, because jeopardizing your existence and everything else like that, and God forbid you get injured somehow, whether through a fall or perhaps contracting an infection or something like that. I mean, the infections, I introduced the tea, I've done the medicated lube, and once again, this is something I thought of, followed it up, did my own research, did everything I had to do. And I realized that, you know, I've never directly thought about the importance of thinking about what it is. I've never addressed that. I do it all the time. I mean, I can't get away from my own thoughts. None of us really can. And that's something I think is important. I think, you know, if you find yourself in a situation and you're like, huh, what am I supposed to do here? Think about it. Just think about it. I don't care if you veg out staring at the wall. Stare at the problem. Think about what your abilities are, what your abilities aren't. Try to enhance and exploit anything you have that functions. Extremely important. Think about what the problem is, and then think about what you can do as far as a solution. And if you run into a problem and you discover some type of solution, please share with the group. Share with the group, very important. But think about what's going on. Think about what I can do in order to better the situation I'm in. Because if you can think about how to better your situation, any of the people that are around you, they get to sort of sleep a little bit more sound. You know, the more confident you are and the more understanding you are with the situation that you're dealing with, and ways to be better at what you need to be better at, is better for everyone around you. And if you come up with a conclusion on something, once again, do a video on it, take a minute or two, use a couple details if that's possible, and really utilize the strongest muscle in your body. Now, most of my life, I've been a reactive mind. Something happens, I assess, boom, I react. Always been my strong point. I've found myself in some rather interesting situations that reactive mind helped me get the fuck out of. Try not to swear, but after my injury and my physicality was removed, reaction wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be. I still reacted to things because it's impossible to get away from something that you are, as far as, you know, the way the mind works. But over the last, I've been injured now for over 14 years. So fucked up. There we go again. I've become more analytical. Now, I don't know if that's just age catching up, or it's the situation I found myself in has forced me to be that way. But regardless of that, like I say, I'm able to assess something, and believe it or not, even though I'm not exactly calm when I find out what a problem is, it just pisses me off. It angers me so greatly. But once I calm myself down and I start thinking about it clearly, I find I'm able to come up with a solution by utilizing the strongest muscle in the body. You all got one. It's in there. Use it. Think, 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 think. Just give you something to think about there, kid. Out.